Hello, my friend, and welcome to the study. I've got this compartment, or lots of little compartments of, looks like seashells. This is one of those things that you find when you've been moving house and packing up houses, consolidating things, and it's probably from years and years ago, and probably members of the family have done it. I think I contributed at some point to this, and I thought I'd unpack it for us and just have a look at some of these. These are shells, so I've got this book, Shells of the World. So maybe we can identify some of them together and write them down with the ink, which is Diablo Mint, or malt, and it's sort of a minty green, nice color. So let's take a look at this one first. You can see that a lot of them have their taxonomic names on them and are full of tissue paper. And nothing crawling out of it, luckily. What do we think of that one? Got a little bit of sediment on it. And indeed, can you hear the sea in it? You can imagine you can hear the sea when you put a shell to your ear. And I think there's another one in there, and looks like an even smaller one inside. Very pearlescent, shiny. Isn't it lovely? So this one says Burkina Faso. And there's a map of the distribution of these shells. I'm going to see if there's an index. So which one it is, I'm not sure. Burkinum. But we'll find it, we'll have a look. And that looks like our shells, doesn't it? There's one called the Neptune. It's this one. Do you think ours looks like that? I think we've got a match. Look at that. A Neptune. It's a very light ink, and I think I'm going to change that because it's very hard to see on the camera. I've used that ink several times because it's so pretty, but it's very light on the camera, so I'm going to use Bleu Calanque, which we've also used in the study from time to time. And I'm also going to get a magnifying glass for us both. There we are. That's better. Look at that. And there's our Neptune. And it's Neptunea antiqua. Ancient Neptune. And our magnifying glass is sliding a bit, so I might try and prop this up. Our little brush there. There we are. So classified in 1758. In the Northeast Atlantic and North Sea. A thick, fustiform shell with a tall spire and a wide flaring aperture. It has fine spiral and sometimes axial steri. It is a drab grey, white, and is often encrusted. It lives in shallow to deep water. We'll put Atlantic. There we go. So there's our first specimen. We've got some more of those. Buckinacea. Just waiting to find something crawling in here. If not, aha! These have actually been labeled for us. Look at that. We have this tiny black one. Isn't that beautiful? Babylonia areola. And this one, Phos crassus. It's tiny, lovely. Look at that tiny little thing. And the larger one, looks like Latirus polygonus. And we see it's got sort of a yellowy with stripes. Very, very fine. Look at that. Let's see if we can find that one. Do you see it there? Getting close. It's almost one for Google search, isn't it? I've not seen its exact image in this one. And now we've got these spiny ones. I think it's fairly close to these. Almost like that one. Let's see. That's it. Our Babylonia ambulacrum. No, ambulacrum. Walkway Babylon. Nice name. So, there's our second one. And this one was catalogued in 1825 by Sowerby. In the West Pacific, the shell is similar to Babylonia spirata, but much smaller and more ovate, with drop sutures, or deep sutures, deep sutures. I'm having trouble seeing the words. It's an offshore dweller, which means if we find it on the seashore, it's probably expired. So, Western Pacific. And we have another Babylonia there. Who could identify these? These little ones. So we've got a Phos crassus and Latrina. Latrina, I'm not sure about that. Latirue, I think. Polygonus. Alright, let's have a look for those. Let's go for these small ones. We've got some really interesting ones there. And this very nice one. We'll get into those ones more. So I think it's this Latirus polygonus. You'll forgive my poor reading today, I hope. So that's our little black one here. Look at that. Very similar. Almost exact match there. And it's in the Indo-Pacific, an intertidal species with moderate spire and long canal. There are spiral ridges with axial ribs, the latter sharp on the shoulders. The shell is white with axial broken brown stripes on the ribs. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. It's a gorgeous little shell. Yes. And Phos crassus. That's the one I'm really interested in seeing why it's called that. It's another tiny little one. Let's see if we can find that. Lots of Babylon ones. Look at that. There's a Phos whelk. Not so sure that might be it. looks very much like that, doesn't it? But quite not quite as rounded. That one might remain a bit of a mystery, because I want to get to the other ones. So, put those in there. There's so many interesting ones. Well, I would like to look at these ones. Look at that. And again, I'm not sure which names go with which, because they've been rattling around in here for I don't know how many years. But I'm sure we can find them. Look at that one. No creatures inside. It's very flat on the top. Spotty. Let's have a look for that one. This is less than a spiral one. I think it's one of these. There we are. Look at that. And that says a leopard cone. Leopard cone. Cornus leopardus. And indeed, that's in the box. So I think we've found our specimen there. Cornus leopardus, leopard cone. Catalogued in 1798 by Röding. Indo-Pacific, an inhabitant of shallow water. This is a thick, heavy specs with a flat spire, which is usually encrusted or corroded. Look at that. It's very thick. The body, whorl, is sharply angled, tapering, and conical. The coloration is a creamy white with spiral rows of blue-gray vertical lines and dots. Large shells usually have fixed lips or filed lips, unless taken in situ. So that's for people that collect, they'll file them. So we've got one from Indo-Pacific. There we are. What else have we got? We've got some more of those. Look how beautiful that one is. Those shapes. Spiral going round and round, spinning inward. I think this one might be this one here, number 2 on the page. And that is a, oops, there went my desk with the weight of the magnifier. So we've got a beach cone, Conus betulinus. Large and heavy species with a flat spire, small raised apex. We've got there. And an inflated tapering body whorl. What a beautiful, beautiful specimen that is. It inhabits shallow water, and that's all we've got on that one. Might as well write that one down. Catalogued in 1758, again by Linnaeus, and Indo-Pacific again. Running out of ink. Creek. There we go. This would probably be a very good non-speaking video, but there's too much to say about these lovely shells, and I like sharing them with you. There we go. Now those are all going to go backwards as I put them in there. Let's see. Let's do a few more, shall we? Look at that. Some interesting ones in there. Almost too big for the drawer. Okay. Got a piece of something. Oh, that looks like some identification stickers. So I don't know what they've come off of. Oh, look at these. Aren't they gorgeous? Look at that. Tonacea. Look at these. But you could hear the sea in that one. Here, I'll put it up to the microphone. Do you hear the sea? I find the sea one of the most relaxing sounds. Let's see if we can find this one. This is such a beautiful one. Look at the edge. Crimped there, like a lace doily. Just going to flip through the bivalves in the back. Oh, look at that. Missing them. There we are. Do you think? No, not quite. It's close. Look at these interesting ones in the book. Spines on them. It's getting close there. I think we've got it. Look at that. That's our specimen there. I'm sure of it. And it is a Tonacea. Number 4. Tona olearum. Olearium. Wonderful. Look at that. Just going to give ourselves a bit of a magnify so we can read it. Tessellated, beautifully tessellated. Let's see if that's in there. Calarium, Perdix, not sure, but I think this is our specimen there. Number 4, the Tonna olearium. In the Western Pacific, a large species, although very thin and light. This shell has an overall dark brown colorization with a white aperture. These are prominent spiral ribs, and the shell may be a variant of Tonna galea. Very nice one. Let's see what we can do. I don't know if you can hear those pigeons outside. So we've got Tonna olearium. And this was catalogued in 1758 by our friend Linnaeus in the Western Pacific. So we're traveling around a bit. We'll put our tonnae away. I think I'll use that other tissue for these ones because they should have some protection, I think. There we go. Now, what else have we got? Strombacea. Lots of those, Strombacea. Those are interesting because they're like long cones. Cypressea. Feels like some big ones in there. Ah, that's a good one. Look at that, cowries. Oh, magnificent cowrie shells. Oh, I'm glad we found these. Aren't they lovely? And they're huge. So beautiful. Look at that. With their little teeth mouth and spots. All different kinds and colors. Look at that. Cypressea. Let's see if we can find those. And I'm going to go in the back for this one. Lots of them. Look at that. Well, I think we'll start on page 58. And look at that. Look how many varieties there are. These ones. These ones. I think that's our big one there. Look at that. We've got more. Look, we can identify both of these. And there's a white one. And a little one here. It's yellow. An even tinier one. Look at that. We've got some teeny tiny ones. Well, let's do the big one. What a gorgeous shell. That's going to be number 4 on the page, the tiger cowrie. And that's our 6th shell. So that's going to be Cypraea or Cypraea, depending on your choice of pronunciation. Tigris. And this was catalogued again by our buddy Linnaeus in 1758. Or just a Linnaean catalogue anyway. And that tiger cowrie is from the Indo-Pacific. Best known of all cowries, this shell varies in both size and color, but invariably has spots and blotches of various color. A giant form from Hawaii grows to 14 centimeters. This might be from Hawaii, it's so big. It's not quite 14 though. What a gorgeous, gorgeous specimen that is. Let's see if we can pack these nicely. That might be difficult. I might stick this one in this drawer. Look at these weird ones in here. There's enough room for him in there. Alright, I think let's just do one more. We've got a lot of bivalves here. Bivalves. The Strombacea might be a good one to have a look at. We've got several drawers of those, and they're very pretty. Let's see if we can find the best ones. Those ones are quite plain. There's lots of those. And small. Quite plain. Let's look at these ones. I can just see them peeking out, and I think they'll be pretty. There they are. Like swords. Look at that. There's the other one in there. Tibia fusus. Look at that long, pointy, almost like feet. Let's have a look for that one. Shall we page through? Find the long ones. Look at those beautiful shells. We've seen some gorgeous ones, haven't we? I don't know if they're all in the collection there. I think there's quite a few boring ones in the collection. I do have a giant clamshell. I think you've seen that before in the study as well, but it's not in this collection, this particular box. There's the bivalves. All kinds of interesting things. Now, getting to our little conical creatures. No, not there. Almost. Almost. Not sure we're finding this. It's got to be in here somewhere. Look at that. Aha, it's looking closer. And now we've got these funny ones with the spines. This one almost has spines, but not quite. Some of them have such beautiful color. I don't know if you can hear the rain outside. It's just a nice, gentle summer rain. There's a big conch. I have a couple of those too. I put them outside next to the pond. There we are. There we are. Look at that. Looks like this one here. This one's got a very, very long spine there. So, this one looks like our Strombidae. Most species possess near the anterior end a stromboid notch through which a stalked eye protrudes when the creature is moving around or feeding. The Lambis species have a characteristic flaring outer lip with long finger-like projections or spines, a long siphonal canal, and a pronounced stromboid notch. So the eye comes out. And that will be our number 7. Lucky number 7 shell. Oh, our spindle tibia, tibia fusus. Tibia fusus, 1758, in the Philippines. Let's read about the tibia fusus. This is a spectacular shell with a tall, slender spire and an equally long and thin, straight or gently curved siphonal canal. There are 5 or more finger-like projections on the aperture. Very interesting little shell. I think those are the prettiest of what's in this collection. Some of these are quite interesting. But I think I've shown you the nicest ones. I don't know if anything's in. Oh, the teeny tiny ones in there. Look at that. Lots of little bivalves, the kinds you find on the beach. Ooh, that made an awfully squeaky noise. Oh, lots of tissue paper sounds and some bubble wrap. Look at those. Very weird ones, aren't they? Good, I think, to have this packaged well, because these shells have traveled quite a long way around the world in their time, and they seem to have survived intact, or mostly intact. Now I have some rather large specimens of my own, some of which you might have already seen in this study. One of them is a giant clam, which I've opened, I think, in a video. And another are a couple of giant conches I've got near the pond that I told you about. I also have a nautilus as well. I might show you sometime. So it looks like we might have some more weird looking shells here. Teeny tiny ones, snail-like things. I like the tissue paper. And we've seen some of the bivalves there, those ones. And there we have it. And those are our shells. And I've used this nice lead weights to hold the book open. So I'm going to fold this up. I hope you can hear the rain because it's so nice. In fact, I'm just going to turn the mic around so that you can hear that a little bit. It's pattering on the window. There. If you can hear that, it's just soft summer rain. I hope you've enjoyed this, my friend, and I hope you've enjoyed the tissue sounds and the shells. Be good to yourself, be kind to others and to crustaceans, and be extraordinary.